a board game hustler, pineapple smuggler, and midnight juggler. It's the Meggie Ramble Show with your host, award-winning actress, Meggie Ginny. Sit back, relax, and be a part of the conversation as Meggie rambles with your favorite Christian actors, filmmakers, and entertainers. Who is today's special guest? Stay tuned to find out. And now, here's Meggie.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad that you guys survived the snowpocalypse of 2021. We thought 2020 was going to get us, guys. We didn't even know what we were in for. So thank you so much. And you guys, I really do have a really fantastic, super awesome special guest. But before we get there, again, for the 17th millionth time, we're on Roku. We're on Amazon Fire Stick. We're on all of the really cool things. So make sure that you add our free channel. You tell all your friends about it because we like having a great time. We like telling you what's going on in the world of Christian entertainment and, you know, have fun while we do it. So also, guys, we're going to get real. That's right. I feel like I should have had some swanky music while I did that. If you like this show and you want to sponsor us, we would love to talk to you. When you want to talk to us, go ahead and email us at meggierambles@gmail.com, and we would love to have that conversation with you. But without further ado, guys, I just can't wait anymore. I have an awesome guest tonight, Miss Venus Monique, star of Vindication and personal life awesome coach mentor lady. How'd you like that nutshell?
I'm pretty much going to redo my signature now.
Right? It's a long one. You're going to have to get some
Perfect.
extra pins.
I'm just going to run it all together.
Yeah.
Get it stitched.
I will say this though, if for as long as I've known you, every time I say your name, I'm always a little nervous because my stepsister's name is Venice. And I'm always worried that I'm going to say it wrong. I'm going to say it wrong. I'm going to call her Venice and she's going to be like, what is that? But it's like my own personal little glitch.
I thought you were going to say, you want to say Venus Monique. Nobody's ever said Monique, but I just feel like that would have been what you were stumped on.
That is not where I was going.
Cool.
It's unfortunately the first name that I was struggling with. Every time I'm like, don't say it wrong. Don't say it wrong. Don't say it wrong. And I don't think I've messed it up, but in my head, I have 100 times.
Nope, you're good.
Totally fine. Yeah. So Venus, you are in Texas where you guys got hit super hard by snowpocalypse and your life skills were challenged hard.
They were.
Yeah. Did you learn any special tricks for living without power and no real water for an extended amount of time?
Yes, actually, I got really good at a bird bath and half a cup of water, boil it on the stove, 2 rags, one with soap, one without, make it happen. I felt so clean. I didn't actually try that until the fourth.
Again.
I know. I'm like, what do I need a lot of water for? Half cup's great.
Water's going to be so low.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't try it till the 4th or 5th day without water, so I could have done it beforehand. But after that, I was like, you know what? I probably should bathe myself somehow.
Yeah. A little head to toe action. Yeah. Probably never hurt anyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was crazy. It was weird.
It is weird. Well, and the funny thing is I'm in Missouri where we don't get extreme crazy weather like that very often. But at the same scale, we have snow plows. We know how to dress warm. Texas, it's like, we don't even know what this white stuff is. And now we have feet of it.
I know. What's so funny? So my neighbors, they just moved down from Oregon. And when it snowed, they were expecting the snowplows to be out on the roads doing their thing. They were like,
you don't have those?
It's like, no, snowplows? No, Texas. We just deal with it.
Yeah. We don't know how to deal with this in a quick fashion. We just deal with the fire ants. That's the problem.
We just wait it out. Hi, Jason.
Oh, we don't die. Yeah. Now, you obviously we're going to have to talk about the personal powerhouse, which was so cool. So she has a heart to equip young people, honestly, old people who just don't have these life skills with some stuff we just don't learn anymore. And you did a video that I still do to this day. I'm a little annoyed I didn't think of it myself. But yes, you can check all of the videos out and the life skills course at personalpowerhouse.com. That is what you're looking at right now. That's her YouTube, where she has all of these great videos. One of them in particular, though, was taking a candle jar that obviously the candle's burnt out, you're done with it, whatever, and repurposing the jar itself. And I can't believe that in all of my years of life, I never thought like, hey, add boiling water. It'll float to the surface.
I never thought about that either. And I'll be honest, that wasn't my idea. That one of my neighbors told me. And I was like, that worked really fast.
Really fast and so easy. Like it was easy. It was done. And now I have like people are like, look, she must have gotten these on like bulk sale. There's so many of these different jars. I'm like, no, they're just candles that I cheaply.
What's funny, we have 4 jars now. And since I learned that, we were like, these candle jars make really good cups. So I've got 4 extra candle cups.
That's
cool. Yeah.
I love that. Hey, I'm all about thriftiness, man. If you can do it on a dime, I want to know how to do it.
Yeah. It's funny too, is whenever I put up one of my videos, it was how to change like in the air filter in your home, because that's such a simple thing, but we're not taught that. And after I posted that, one of my friends my age, she was like, it's so funny. I actually just hired a maintenance guy yesterday to come do all the air filters in my house. I didn't know it was this easy. I was like,
oh man. Yeah. What's crazy is there's probably a lot of people who don't even know they're supposed to change them.
I know. Like we don't get a manual on anything.
That's exactly what the course is. It's a manual for basic living that you don't know.
Yeah.
Good luck. Like, man.
Crazy.
Basic stuff like sewing on a button and stuff like that. Like I didn't realize this was a superpower to some people. But I, again, don't like buying things if I can just fix it. And I'm like, no, a button fell off. I'll just fix it. And like, I no joke. Somebody was like, you know how to sew on a button? I'm like, yeah.
Go me. Well, and you know what?
No.
Yeah. And there are even the other things, like when you're going to apply for an apartment, like no kid knows the process. You're not taught that process. You just kind of like fumble through it. And then you're like, oh, wait, I have to put down a security deposit and my first month's rent. And I have to pay for my parking. And it's just like all these things like, yeah, dude, you need to know this stuff. And you're not going to get taught it anywhere.
I will say I probably need to go find your laundry tutorials. Do you have laundry tutorials on there? Because like I'm really good at like, oh, how can I get out this weird kid stain? But like I am too old to be afraid to use bleach in my washing machine. And yet
No, what's funny is I use bleach on things hoping they'll get bleached. And I'm like, wait, why is this still not bleached? It's weird. But yeah, I do have a laundry one in the mini course. So like I have a life skills mini course that's 3 different phases. And in there's a laundry tutorial, like simple how to do your laundry, washer and dryer guide. You can print it out, put it on your wall, and then just go through the steps. It's super easy. I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can do laundry, but I was like, no, I'm going to keep it simple.
Yeah. So I do know one trip about the bleaching things is because my grandma is like the laundry wizard. And she's like, well, I just put it out in the sun. I was like, why would you put it in the sun? And she's like, well, the sun will bleach it out. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Anything you can't get out of a white, you just put it in the sun. Apparently the sun will bleach it out after a few days.
Tell your grandma thank you, because I'm going to be trying that.
Yeah. Because I am the messiest person alive. So if I'm wearing white, it will need to be, sorry, Jewel, I can't bleach. It freaks me out. I think the thing is it's not the bleaching. I'm worried it's not going to all rinse out and then my next load will be bleached. I have zero trust in my machine.
You know what's funny is I think I just don't care about my stuff that much. I'm like, let's do it. We'll see.
I don't want to have to replace my stuff though.
I know.
And I'm like,
It's true.
It's silly. It's so silly. But speaking of Personal Powerhouse, and all those videos are great. The mini course is phenomenal. Everyone should know some of these basic life skills that you probably maybe don't know. But you also have something called the sisterhood, which is it's fairly new, and I love the heart behind it. So tell us a little bit about the sisterhood and why you started it.
So I wanted to speak to young girls, but with the life skills, I was like, no, I can't just do that for young girls because there's guys that need to know this too. So God put it on my heart to do a sisterhood where we talk about girl things. So just struggles that we're having, and girls are really relational. Like we like to chit chat, we like to connect. And so the sisterhood is a private place where all these young women, 18 and over, can come together and get mentors. So I've got Maggie. She is one of the core mentors. I'm a mentor. There are 5 or 6 other mentors in there. And so we all get together and talk about whatever topics come up. Guest speakers come in 2 times a month, and then we have a casual chat once a month where we just come on Zoom and hang out and just get to connect and like love on these girls and fill their cup and show them how what they're made of, basically, and do life with them and walk alongside them. So
I love the heart behind it. It's not a matter of a specific genre. It's not like, hey, listen, if this is what you're into, we want to help you with that. It's like, no, whatever you are into, wherever you want to go, we want to help you the best we can. And because you have several different mentors, it's not just you taking on the task. All these people have so much life experience that's different. And so everyone can bring kind of their own, what they've learned either through good things or bad things, and can help fill kind of those voids and people. I'm going to be real honest. I have really loved hearing the guest speakers myself. I think that's something too. Like, I don't think we're ever at a stage where we know enough. Like, we just need to realize we don't know everything.
Yeah. And that's what
clever.
But I love having them in, because I feel like a lot of the times we're not exposed. And I came from a small town, so there was so much about the real world that I didn't know. So that's why I love these guest speakers coming in and talking about either their career, their experience, or like a hobby that they have. Mm-hmm. But going back to why there's multiple mentors, it's like we all have different personalities along with different experiences. So those different personalities, one of the girls might be more attracted to this and feel more comfortable seeking this person out for help versus that person. So it's awesome to have the variety.
Absolutely.
And y'all are amazing women.
So if I am a girl who wants to be a part of the sisterhood, how do I go about that process?
You go to personalpowerhouse.com/sisterhood, and all the info's there. There's like an FAQ section. There's a little application to fill out, because not everybody is just automatically put in. There is like a little process to it. But personalpowerhouse.com/sisterhood.
But that's because you want to be able to protect the privacy of the girls who are there and make sure that they feel safe in that space to share. Because like she said, the girls we are fragile creatures, us women, and we need to make sure that we feel like we can confidently share the struggles that we're dealing with, because it's hard. It's hard to experience that thing with someone you really, really trust, and especially if you have no idea who else is going to be in there. So I really appreciate the fact that there is kind of a vetting process, and that the women who are in there, because let's be real, 18 and over, we're looking at women, young women, and they can share the struggles that they're going through. And honestly, we've seen I love watching the girls interact, not just with the mentors, but they love supporting each other. It really is like a sisterhood, where it really is kind of, we're all in this together. I love that, celebrating the different successes of everyone.
Yeah. And seeing their dreams and goals. Because yes, as much as it is about struggles, it's also about like, what do you want in your future? Like, how can we help you get there? And how can we support you on that journey? Yeah. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, obviously you're not just here to talk about the sisterhood and the personal powerhouse, which is awesome, by the way. Okay. The girl, the camera loves her. That's why all these videos of personal powerhouse are so fun to watch, because she's just so darn adorable. But she's a little less ooey gooey lovey dovey in Vindication, and a little bit more like she might throw it up against a car a few times. So let's take a little look at Vindication.
This is the second homicide we've had in 14 months.
Are we sure this is a homicide?
My understanding is that there is a concern for safety in the neighborhood, and we're here to help out in any way we can.
The East Bank community remains on edge after the grisly discovery of 2 bodies.
It's an embarrassment. That's what it is. I know you don't have any leads.
What am I looking at?
Has Dad said anything about what's going on at work?
This is off the record. That means you don't talk about it. Okay?
From them? Did you try to reach out to you at all?
Just stop it. Stop being a cop for just 1 minute.
I can't. Guys, move.
Hey, you can't take my phone.
Watch me.
You have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
Do you even want to catch the guy?
I don't understand. It's just unusual.
Maybe God is trying to tell you something.
How do I make it stop?
Please, hands where I can see him.
So that is a look at season 1 of Vindication, which is available like so many different places. If you have not watched Vindication, what have you been doing with your life? Go find it. Binge watch the entire season. But you guys are working on season 2 right now.
Yes.
So tell me as much as you can, because spoilers, but tell me about your character in season 2. I know that season 2 ended with season 1 ended with a lot going on with you. So how does your character bounce back in season 2?
Okay, so what I can say is I've gotten a little more comfortable and experienced in my role, in my, my new detective role, because at the end of season 1, you see what happens. But that's so hard to answer without answering it.
I'm sorry. Put you on the spot.
No, I don't know. I really don't know how to answer.
Okay. Well, in other words, guys, we don't know, but it's going to be great. So make sure you check it out.
Yeah. Oh, there's so much. And I actually leave in 2 days to go start filming episode 6 of season 2.
Awesome. I love it. Guys, I'm such a fan of this show. Like, it's ridiculous. I just love it. It's so well done. It's not predictable. Like, you're watching the episode and you don't know how it's going to end, which I love, because a lot of these crime dramas, you're like, that one, that's the guy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Lock him up. We can just end the show in the first 4 minutes. But that is not what Vindication is. Sometimes we're not even sure what the full story is until the end.
Mm-hmm. So, and I'm like you, Maggie. Like, I'm such a fan. Even if I wasn't in the show, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love the show, because it's all the crime drama that I love without the junk, like the
exactly.
So it's perfect.
And it's done in a way that's really authentic to the struggle of someone in those situations, where it's not, how can I say it? A little too like white picket fence. Oh, everything's great. It's very much like, nope. Even when things are going great, sometimes they stink. And it really shows every aspect of that in a really authentic way and tells really compelling stories. And each episode is different. It's not like you're getting a cookie cutter, just slightly different story every time. You're delving into something new every single week. I guess not. It's all.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a constant story with Detective Travis and his family, but as far as like the crimes that are happening, they're all different. It's so exciting. Even with reading the script, I'm like, I have to text Jared like pretty much after I read every script. I'm like, Jared, this is so great.
So Jared O'Flaherty is the director. That's who she's talking about. But yes. So tell me, how did this happen? How did you get the role of Chris in Vindication?
That's a God thing, 100%, because I think it was 2017, and I had felt like God was pulling me out of acting. And so my husband and I moved away, and Jared, the director, we had already met whenever I was working at a film fest, and he showed the first episode of Vindication. And so he talked to me after the film fest, and he was like, hey, I'm thinking about extending this. I might have this role, would you want to do that? And I'm like, well, sure. Yeah.
Right.
But like, I don't know how you are, Maggie, but when somebody pitches that, I'm kind of like, I'll believe it when I see it. It's really nice of you.
Okay.
So
when I get a contract, I'll believe this is real. Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So I moved away, and then Jared had the role. It was episode 4, and he had the role written, and he texted me. He was like, hey, I know that you said that you're kind of getting out of acting, but do you still want this role? And I was like, I don't know. Like, yes, I want it. Absolutely. But I feel like God pulled me out of acting. So he was like, well, why don't you pray about it and let me know? And I was like, okay. Prayed about it. The next day, I went to a temp agency to go get a job in this new place where I lived. And I love this story. So I walked in, and there's this guy sitting over here in a chair, just randomly says hello to me, very friendly. And I'm like, you're really nice. And then this woman walks out of her office, kind of behind the counter. She walks out, and she kind of cocks her head, and she goes, would you want to be in a commercial? And I was like, a commercial for what? And she said, for our staffing agency. I was just in my office praying for an actor, for God to send me an actor. And I was like, what? Well, that's perfect, because I am an actor.
So
I was like,
crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, God, like that tells me, yes, I'm going to do acting. And this dude that was sitting here was the director. So I signed the paperwork, and we did a commercial.
That's incredible.
And then I texted Jared, and I'm like, I'm in.
Like 4 seconds later, yes, please send it over.
Yes. Yeah. Crazy.
That's awesome. So what kind of advice would you give someone who is struggling with that? because let's be real, this is not the most stable type of industry to be in. I think the pandemic especially has kind of shown that it's difficult. So as someone who's kind of struggling of should I give it up? Should I continue pursuing? How should I ride that line? What kind of advice would you give for them?
Ooh, well, first, pray about it and see what God says, because he's got your best interest in mind all the time. But secondly, I would say, yes, it's hard. And if you want to do it, I would actually say, get a job, but also pursue it, because it likely will take years for it to be able to be in a spot where it can sustain you without a job.
Yep.
And not only that, but having a job versus just being an actor makes you much more interesting. You have different experiences from your job. You have just more depth because you're constantly working and like being exposed to different stuff. Your life isn't only acting.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to get a job while you're pursuing it.
Yeah. Plus, it makes you maybe slightly less crazy, thinking, "Oh my gosh, if I don't, la la la," because you have other things to keep you busy.
That's so true. Yeah.
That's good, because this is a head game sometimes. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is something that? Okay. I don't know if you can answer. Season 1 teased a little love interest for your character. Are we going to see any more of that in season 2?
We are going to see something with Chris and Kevin's relationship. I can't say what, but yes, there is more of it.
There's more of that story. Yeah, because let's be real, it's cute, it's adorable. You always watch these things and you want everyone to have a happy ending. So I'm glad that there's a little bit more to that story.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's awesome. Matt, the guy that plays Kevin, he's so funny.
So what story if you got to write an episode, would you want to cover?
Wait, like a crime drama or like
what crime or something would you want to cover in an episode?
Ooh, I wish you would have gave me prep on this question so I could think about it. Ooh, so many come to mind. Just like I love when people are firm in their convictions and like firm in who they are. As you know, somebody said something funny.
Yeah,
Leland's called. I'm still watching you, Maggie.
Yeah.
Leland, you're funny.
He's the greatest.
By the way, Leland has Extraordinary on YouTube, and I watched it the other day. It was really good. Good job,
Isn't it
Leland.
still great?
Yeah, and Sherry too. Sherry Rigby was really good.
Okay, so the backstory though, like the guy is Canadian and he's carrying an American flag at the end of the movie. I'm just saying, it's funny.
Oh, I didn't even catch it.
Yeah, like I watched that and I'm like, see, it's funny because I know, but the people who don't know don't even know that's funny.
yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
But yeah, no, I love when someone is like firm in what they believe and what God told them. Not easy to come up with ideas, is it? Yes and no. Yes and no. I couldn't write a whole script, I don't think, but I love the idea of someone just being like having a backbone, basically. And, you know, they can't be pushed around and like, God said, this is what God said. This is what I'm doing. I don't care if you laugh at me. I don't care if it's weird to you. Like, I would love that story of the person who just is all about God and like forget what the world does or how it makes them feel.
Yeah. I like
that. Yeah, no, Jared, I won't be writing any episodes.
She'd like for everyone to know she does not want that job.
Cut me off. Yeah.
Quite challenging, actually. No, thank you. How about we do something a little easier, maybe? Instead, we play a game. Yep.
Okay, sure.
Time to put your thinking hats on. It's game time with Maggie. No cheating now. Maggie Rambles is not responsible for any brain damage while overthinking.
Okay, I don't know if you heard the no cheating aspect, but sometimes people are cheaters. Venus, don't make me come down to Texas. I'm just saying. So
if that'll get you here, I will cheat. No, I'm kidding.
I was just there. You could.
Oh, you were at content. I know. Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine. I had other friends who liked me. No. Anyway, I got off to a weird tangent. Sorry about that. So we are going to play 2 truths and a lie. It seems very obvious. We are going to tell 2 truths and 1 lie, and then the other person has to try to figure out what we're lying about and what we're telling the truth about. It's pretty simple. Any questions?
No.
All right. You want to go
from
first?
The audience? No?
Yeah.
No
Should we
okay.
pull the out? No, they get it. If not, they'll figure it out. It's
Yeah.
fine. So, all right.
Okay.
Why don't you be the teller first?
Okay. Number 1.
Okay.
I've read the Bible cover to cover.
You got to give me all of them.
Oh, I do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I need to tell you all 3?
All 3.
Oh, I
Because
thought this was
otherwise,
simple.
one might be like, maybe, but then I get another one that's like really outlandish, and I was like, no, that one's the lie.
Oh, okay.
See, apparently she did have questions. She just didn't ask them.
Yeah, she thought it was simpler than it is. Okay. I read the Bible cover to cover.
Okay.
I never want manicures and pedicures. And my love language is quality time.
Okay. Let's see.
I didn't want to make this about me, but I was like, do I talk about koala bears and like the fact that they do, or is it about me? Like, I don't know.
No, it's about you.
Okay.
Koala bears. What is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
The National Geographic? I would totally lose
Okay,
if
we're
we're
gonna-
about koala bears.
We'll stick to humans.
Good. Okay. Okay, so you read the Bible cover to cover. You don't like manis, petties, and what was the other one?
My love language is quality time.
Okay. I'm willing to bet your love language is quality time, hence the sisterhood.
Okay.
I'm betting you've read the Bible cover to cover a few times, and you don't like people touching your feet and hands. So that's what I'm going to say. Am I right?
Okay. I don't know. I don't remember what you said. No, I've not read the Bible.
It's true. That's a lie.
I have not read the Bible cover to cover. I almost did because I did one of those like Bible in a year things, and I got to October and took a trip and then forgot my thing, and I was like, oh crap. So no. Wait, what was we talking about? Koala bears. I legit didn't have one, Jenny. I was just throwing it out there. But I was
just gonna be the lie.
No, like I was contemplating these things. Like, do I bring up a doodle bug and what they do? Do I look up something on the internet? I don't know.
No research should be needed. We don't want to try too hard.
Okay, and you were correct. I don't like manicures and pedicures, but not because I don't want people touching my feet. I can do my own nails, so I don't see the reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, love language is quality time and gifts.
So. Okay, but it sounds like you've had 2 lies and 1 truth.
No, you're right. No, and I'll tell you, I have false, true. She said this was easy and not to cheat, and I feel like I'm cheating.
She had no questions. She, in fact, had 2 questions.
Yeah, so, but I think you won though.
I think I did. I feel like that's fair. Okay, so mine are going to be snowpocalypse related because we survived that. So I feel like that needs celebrated.
Let's do it.
I have built a snowman. I have been skiing, and I have built an igloo.
First word, oh, see, that's so out there that I want to say it's false, but I'm going to say you've built a snowman, you've built an igloo, but you haven't been skiing.
You would be incorrect.
Oh, you haven't built an igloo, have you?
Actually, so here's the deal. Every time when I was little, it would snow, I would try to build an igloo. And I did, in fact, build, I wouldn't call it an igloo. It was like a mound that we dug out enough that you can maybe like slide in, but there's no way you could camp in there. Like you couldn't, no one's even like getting their full body up in that joint. It's not a
you can stick your arm in there and call it good.
Like, puppet home.
Yeah.
But I have indeed been skiing, and I have built a snowman. If you haven't built a snowman and you live anywhere close to where it snows, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Like, it must be done. That's why there's songs about it. You know?
I think snow angels too. If you've not done a snow angel,
facts.
Are you really taking advantage of the snow?
You're not even trying.
Yeah.
I will say this though, snowball fights, more challenging.
True.
Yeah.
And not always as fun.
Usually not, because usually you get the one kid who's way too serious about it.
Yeah.
It's them like really compact and hard, and it's like an ice ball to the face, and you're like, guys, I hate you. I'm going home. That's not how you want to play. No, it's not good. Moral of the story is though, Venus doesn't actually ask questions. She has sometimes, and I won. So
Wait, what? Oh, yes,
I won the game.
yes,
Venus had questions and didn't want to clarify.
I didn't know I had questions, actually, because I thought I knew how to play.
I love that. I love it. Strong confidence in the actual inability to play.
Yep.
But that's fine, because that means I walked away a winner. And as
yes, you did.
Who watched the show more than once knows, I'm a terrible loser. So, Venus, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for tuning in and checking out personalpowerhouse.com. You can find all of her life skills courses, and you can check out the sisterhood as well. Make sure that you find Vindication, guys. Watch it. Watch it so you're ready for season 2. It's going to be great. Next week, it's going to be awesome. Am I going to tell you who's going to be here? No, I am not. So until then, love each other. Make it weird.